Good evening, everybody in Taipei. Half the Hong Kong Free Press team is here covering Saturday's upcoming fully democratic election in so-called Free China, the land of bubble tea, of cats, of gay marriage, and the most vibrant democracy in Asia. And certainly we have felt it since we've been here. Election fever certainly in the air, and certainly tonight at the DPP rally where William Lai is hoping to replace the incumbent Tsai Ing-wen as leader of Taiwan. She can only stand for 2 terms. She's keeping a low profile because certainly there is also appetite for some change, especially on domestic issues. And as much as people think Taiwanese don't think much about the challenge and the saber rattling from Beijing, in recent years it's certainly been stepped up and it is an election issue. As we saw at the KMT rally press conference this morning, who are the main challengers. Now, the DPP say that they will give more focus to social issues, minimum wage, housing, and as they seek to appeal more to young people whose interests they seem to be losing, especially inside the capital. But they will also continue with what's been going on in terms of the military build-up with US backing and having more of a confrontational stance, I guess, towards Beijing and some of the military build-up and incursions that we have seen in recent years. Now, there's a lot of majestic music tonight, very vibrant, majestic music that you would expect maybe in a TVB drama, but these are not scenes we're used to seeing in Hong Kong. You'd have to think back to the John Tang rally some years ago, but this kind of scale you may only be used to seeing at maybe a July 1st pro-democracy rally or even a June 4th rally. It's almost like a festival. I can barely hear myself think, but things are really kicking off now because William Lai, the candidate, is about to come on stage. But things have changed in recent years and all parties are united in opposing a one-country, two-systems model for Taiwan, which Xi Jinping and China have said they want for the island, the self-ruled democratic island of Taiwan. So we understand from US intelligence services, from Joe Biden, the US president, and from Xi Jinping himself, that it is very possible Beijing may make a move on Taiwan, which it considers to be a renegade province, in the coming years. And that's certainly been a talking point in this election. But at the KMT press conference this morning, they are not exactly explicit about how they would directly fend that off if that day comes. They said that they want to have more trade, more dialogue, and Chinese tourists returning to Taiwan. But they won't talk about the unification plan that Xi Jinping has promised to the island, potentially in the coming years. Both parties have said that peace can only be guaranteed with a vote for them. But we will see if voters feel that the KMT have changed since the 2019 Hong Kong protests, which perhaps is less of a factor now 4 or 5 years on, and if they trust that they can actually keep the peace in the Taiwan Strait. Another wildcard party candidate is the TPP, the Taiwan People's Party, who is seeking somewhat of a middle ground between the DPP, who want to keep Beijing at bay, and the KMT, who want warmer ties with Beijing. And we may see them having some success or being a kingmaker when it comes to the parliamentary vote, which is also happening this Saturday. If you stay with us on Hong Kong Free Press as we follow the democratic vote in Taiwan. But good night for now from the DPP rally.